Also the dollar and the VIX. One thing I noticed, like for instance, on the VIX is we pushed up and then like the market was looking like it wanted to bounce and then we pushed up again. So as we're pushing up here, what I did notice was that the dollar was actually starting to fade. Like see, like here the dollar was going down. Usually when the dollar is going down, stocks are going up. Then we ripped back up here. You feel me? And then this is like, I guess around the time the market turned around. Actually it's not, this is 10 o'clock. But as you see, look right here, about 10:15, right when the dollar was at its peak was where I'm assuming the market was basically consolidating at the bottom of the range. And then as you see, the dollar basically started going down, which is historically bullish for the stock market. I seen the VIX was still high and the dollar was starting to come down. So that was another thing that factored into why I averaged down that last time. And actually it ended up working out for me, but I really feel like I got lucky today only because, again, I wasn't even able to sit at my workstation and actually trade. I had to finish trading basically from my mobile device. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, kudos to anyone that faded the market right off the open. That was decent. Basically, it's the same setup that I'm always showing you, but we just went to the downside first instead of the upside. So instead of bullish off the open, we're bearish off the open. I'm thinking we're going to find the bottom and then at least trend up a little bit and maybe reject off the 120 or, pre-market high or something and then fade. And that's where I was going to take my profits and then flip my bias and then fade. You know what I mean? But it just took a lot longer than expected. But if you kind of look at it, it is the same setup in a way. It just took a little bit longer today to actually work. You feel me? So look, we washed out to the bottom of the range, consolidated, and then started trending up. I mean, if you want to break it down in the simplest form, look, we washed out off the open, found support, and then started trending up for the rest of the day. It's the same setup as us being bullish right off the open and ripping to the upside and topping out and then washing out and fading. But, I guess when we wash out straight off the open, it takes longer for us to trend up if we are going to trend up. Now, it wasn't a guarantee that we were, but it was just a risk that I was willing to take, feeling like we did dump enough. And, around the same time, you also have companies that were reporting earnings that I think kind of helped turn the market around. Like there was a couple beats out there. I forget which stocks or companies it was. Once I seen it starting to trend up and cross over the 9 and then cross over VWAP, I felt pretty comfortable that we would at least continue to trend up and allow me to get out for at least break even. But then once I seen us actually break above 447 flat and break above it for a decent amount of time, I was confident that we would actually continue to trend up. And that's what we did. We just trended up for the rest of the day. So, again, managing my position and just averaging down or, putting on my trades at the right levels allowed me to actually turn a red day into a decent green day, basically. You feel me? And keep in mind, I'm also doing this from my mobile device. So I couldn't even really watch all the charts, you know what I'm saying, or have like all the resources at my disposal that I usually do. Somehow I was still able to eke out a decent game, bro. So again, takeaways from today, yeah, everyone was saying bearish off the, you feel me, before market open, and we did actually dump off the open and we're bearish. But again, when too many people get on one side of the market will do the opposite, bro. Like at this point, I'm starting to almost say it's a guarantee. But obviously we know nothing's a guarantee in the stock market. But I'm just saying, like, again, dude, if you consume any type of financial media before trading and you did that today, you'd know that everyone was overwhelmingly bearish. You feel me? But it turns out we actually finished the day up. You feel me? Because look, we opened here at 447.96. We finished here at 449.23. So I grabbed the 447s and then the 446s and then And then down here, I just averaged down more, like right down here. So I'm seeing these wicks. So I'm watching this price action right here. So look, I'm watching this price action and I'm seeing us trying to hold this support here and bounce, come back down, consolidate, bounce, come back down and consolidate. But I mean, during this time, look, we're basically consolidating and trading sideways for like 2 hours. At that point, it's either we're gonna dump more or start trending up. And I felt like we had already dumped enough. So that's why I averaged down more. My execution was very poor today. Like I was rushed, distracted, didn't have enough time. Like I was freaking like watching the markets and trying to execute trades while I was driving and shit. It was like the worst, bro. You know what I'm saying? But again, I'm looking at this 445.70s for 445.75, and then I'm looking at this 445.50s. And then if you look like down here, it's almost like 440, like down at the bottom down here, 445.20s at the very bottom. You feel me? So you can see like the increments. Look, 28, 50, 75. So I just went for the gut, you know what I'm saying? Like I just averaged down a little more. I mean, obviously I didn't over leverage myself to the point where I could blow up my account. But if the market, for instance, would have like dumped right here, bro, like I would have took a pretty decent loss, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But again, execution was very poor. I just wasn't concentrating. Luckily, I don't know. The stock market gods showed me some grace today, bro. You feel me? And I mean, look, dude, I averaged down so many times and with some decent size down at 446. Look, we closed the day out. The high of day was 449.25.